If we can then go to Mr. Nkabinde's statement. The ad hoc committee has heard that Mr. Nkabinde participated in meetings where the disbandment of the PKTT were discussed. What was his participation in the implementation of the disbandment plan and his relationship with the minister?
I must say, Honorable Chair and members, I was not in those meetings, so I cannot talk much about the role of Nkabinde except what I read and what I hear about. But other than that, I don't know. The relationship with the minister, I know it was as a result of a murder case that happened in KZN.
Could you expand on that? Mr. McBride testified that whilst he was at IPID, he did an intervention. He visited the minister. He was not the minister at the time, Minister Mchunu, together with Mr. Cedric Nkabinde. Is that the complaint you were referring to, or are you referring to something else?
That is the one that he talks about, that the two of them went there, because that's what Nkabinde told me.
What is your comment to that?
I strongly believe, Honorable Chair and members, that there is something criminal that was hidden by IPID that might have implicated the minister. Underline my words, might have. I'm not saying it implicated him. But I believe, why do I say that? It cannot be that the police walks into your door, they come to investigate, and from there you become friends in a manner that Nkabinde and minister are this close. From that, it's unbelievable. They are operating completely different levels. It made me believe that what made the relationship between the two of them, it's what Nkabinde told me, they became close as a result of that visit. There might have been something that might have been a cover-up. It is a murder case that involved one of the protectors of the minister when he was a premier. The person is killed. His exhibit are found. One of the exhibits is a cell phone. The cell phone is kept as a deceased property at the police station. It is alleged that a protector of the minister, another protector instructed by the minister, went to collect that phone because the phone had some evidence in it that might link other people. So he went to collect that phone. So when there was a complaint about that, it is that complaint that led to IPID, because a police officer has defeated. The case is open against the police officer, not against the minister, against the police officer. The police officer packs his bag, he ran out of the police. It disappeared because he should be charged. He goes. So when this investigation is given to IPID, IPID meets up because they pick up that this member, when he went to fetch this place, he was told, he was tasked by the premier at the time. That's why they went to the premier to say, Premier, we are told you're the one that gave instruction. The relationship is built from there. But that case doesn't go anywhere. A police officer that had left the service, when a minister becomes a minister at public service, the man will come back into the police. He's currently working with him. You'll see him one day when he comes in.
The evidence that you gave just now, General, contradicts what the head of IPID, Mr. McBride, testified when he was here in relation to that case. His testimony, even though I'm paraphrasing now, his testimony was that they had visited, he was in KZN for something completely unrelated. And because he was already in KZN, he was asked by Mr. Nkabinde if they could go and see, at the time, Mr. Mchunu. I think he may have been the premier or he may not have been in office, in Mpangeni at his home. But the issue was regarding his protector who had passed, and there was no progress on the investigation on the passing or on the murder of his protector. He subsequently hired a private investigator to look into the matter. And in looking into that matter, I think the Hawks may have then got involved in the matter, but it had nothing to do with a cell phone. Is this now the evidence that you are giving this committee to say, in fact, there was a cell phone which was removed and it led to a case of defeating the ends of justice? Is that what we are now, the evidence that you are leading?
Honorable members, when I was here last time, I told you about the relationship with me and Nkabinde, how I got to the minister's house. Nkabinde came here, he tried to twist how we got into the minister's house. I testified about knowing Nkabinde and Nkabinde, how he was appointed at the minister's office. I came in and testified about Nkabinde, what he had told me about the operations of IPID that involves Paul O'Sullivan and Robert McBride in a house in Sentin. He came here, he confirmed that. So all the things I've been telling you is what Nkabinde told me. And two of them, at least, we can say now comfortable, he said with his own mouth. What was not asked on him is about this case. This is what he told me. I was not involved in the case. I don't know the details about it. I still don't even know the case number, but that's what he told me. Because the question was, how did you become close to the minister? He said, we were investigating. And I asked, then what happened to the investigation? He said, no, we couldn't find anything wrong with the minister. But that's where the relationship started. That's what he told me with his own mouth. That led in one stage to invite me to go and meet with the minister. Later, he says we went on a boys' trip. You know what is an interesting thing, Honorable Chair members? That day he came to the house. I told him that it's late, I'm going to drive, and you drive in my car. Not my car, my wife's car. My wife's controlled a tracker in that car. How stupid can Mkhwanazi be going boys' trip with the wife's car that has got a tracker? We left, we drove there. It was late at night. I didn't have time to call the protector, so I drove myself. I had to do a tactical driving on the road getting there. The tracking device is available for this committee to download if you want. With the details of the car, the starting of the engine in Durban and Mhlanga, the switching off the engine at the minister's house at Mpangeni, the starting off the engine in Mpangeni, switching off at Mhlanga. We didn't stop on any toll gates because there's e-tag in that car. So for Nkabinde to come here and try and justify that we were going somewhere and we passed at the minister is false. Tracker records would prove that. It's a car that belongs to my wife that I was driving. So it's just an indication that people will fabricate things. So Nkabinde said to me, we flew with McBride, landed in Durban, and we drove to Mpangeni to see the minister. The date when they traveled probably was using a state budget. If we go on records of IPID, we should be able to get the records, whether did they travel on that day, or the state paid, the flight bookings. If McBride says he did not fly, we will be able to get evidence. So I'll invite the committee to go and investigate that. It's a record. If the state mandate was used, bookings of flights were done, and if McBride had traveled before that, he must indicate how did he travel. And to throw those records, you'll be able to get the truth.
Thank you, General. Just lastly on that point, is it common for an executive member, like the head of IPID, to visit a home of a complainant in dealing with the matter?
Well, I don't think there's anything prescribed in writing that you may or may not. So I like to believe as a head of investigation at IPID, you might have all the right to visit the home or visit a complainant in any other place where he wants to meet with the complainant. You might assist with investigation and so forth. I don't know.
Okay. And I think my leader has taken you on this regarding Mlojwa, Mr. Sergeant Mlojwa, who was here, and Mr. Nangi. I don't intend to take you through that evidence. The only follow-up I have on that is regarding the house, the guest house that belongs to Sergeant Mlojwa, which was burnt in Mpumalanga. In relation to that, Mr. Mlojwa testified last Friday that police officers from where he lives, I just need to find the exact name, were sent over, and they did find officials who said they were from KZN, even though they don't have the specific names of those officers, but they did confirm that they visited the home. So that's not really in dispute. And I think you also confirmed same that Sinona did tell you that his team went. What is new evidence is that DNA that was done to test the area showed that Mr. Zachariah Desai, who was the individual who was kidnapped, they found his DNA at the house. But what we also know is that the house was burnt a couple of hours after the police officers had visited. Just if you could perhaps confirm when was this DNA taken, and when were those results submitted, and are we able to find them on a docket or somewhere?
Honorable,
Please guide us.
yeah, Honorable Chair, you see me looking on the phone because I was sending the team the video footage of the house, alleged fire before and after the times there, but it looks like quite a long video. I'm not sure if they'll be able to play it for you to see. The entire investigation is done by DPCI, not me and not my team. So the feedback and update I receive, I get it from Jarasnona. So I don't necessarily have much of the details as to what is it. My interest is, here's a kidnapped person been found, here's a perpetrator has been found. The details of how they go about, he keeps updating me on some of the things. That's why I cannot tell you, point by point, hour by hour, what was happening throughout. I can only share that which was shared with me. That's what I spoke about it earlier. So in as far as that team going there, what time did they get there? For instance, I didn't know from looking at the video, it looks like they arrived at night. What time did this guy come back into South Africa from Mozambique? And when was the date? I didn't necessarily go into details to check that. But what I know is that they came there, they left, a house burned. When you look at the video, you see police cars, although not clear because it's lights, and from the lights disappears. And later, fire comes up, and later the fire subsides and the fire brigade comes in, or a medical response comes in. That's what you can see on the video. If it can be played, you'll be able to see that. But anything else surrounding that house, even the DNA, I was informed that there was a DNA discovered. What is done before or after, I don't know.
Okay.
Which part of the house burned, which one did not burn, where the DNA might have been found, I do not know.
Yeah, to be fair to you, General, you did testify that you were not present at all in Mpumalanga. I suppose the question was because of the evidence you gave that DNA was taken, but you've now confirmed that you received that information from General Sinono.
The investigation team also updated me about it.
Okay. If you could perhaps furnish us with those details. Thank you, General. Maria. Thank you, Chairperson.